All Blacks back onto the field here at the Olympic Stadium in Sydney after taking the honours in the first half. 23 points to 11, 3 tries to 1. Well, there's some confidence amongst the New Zealand supporters, but it's probably a little early yet, John Drake.
Oh, for sure. They've got a long way to go. Charlie Williams, he'll just want to pick it up. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with the set pieces. Combination between him and Mialamu. Dave Hewitt there saying, come on, guys, let's go. So important for the All Blacks to score first after half-time. There's Carlos Spence. He's just checking out the wind. Trying a bit of the grass in the air. They've got to start enthusiastically and they've got to start accurately. If they can get the set pieces really going well, particularly the line-outs, then I think they've got enough out wide to really stretch this Australian team.
Back come the Wallabies, and just glancing through the numbers, looks as though both sides intact from the first half. We'll check that very shortly with Ian Jones on the sideline, but here's one of the star players of that first half, Joe Rokocoko. He's now picked up 9 test tries, and this is just his 5th international. Remarkable strike rate. And the man on the other wing too, Doug Howlett, don't forget him. 22 test tries, and they really are lethal, these two. And that'll be the All Blacks' plan in this second half, no doubt. Spread it wide as often as possible.
Well, that's absolutely right. John Mitchell, I think he said at the beginning of this year, he picks his wingers just like soccer strikers. In other words, they've just got to score points. And so far this season, those two gentlemen haven't let him down.
Nismo, no changes to either side, but we just have to wonder when Chris Latham, Owen Finnegan possibly, are going to be brought on for the Wallabies. With composure, field position and points is what the All Blacks must look for.
Thanks, Jonesy. So second half with Tony Spreadbury blowing the whistle, and away we go at the Olympic Stadium. The All Blacks leading 23-11 at the break as the ball is taken in by Daniel Vickerman. Gregan off to Larkham. They're going to spread it wide early, but this enables Burke to get the kick away. And Matthew Burke, who opened the scoring in this match. In fact, he scored all of the Australian points so far.
A variation of the wipers from Australia, and I guess what they'll be wanting to do, they'll be wanting to get their hands on the ball and certainly get down New Zealand's area of the field. We just saw Richie McCaw there. Looked like he might have a wee bit of a bruise on the thigh. He's got it strapped.
Yes, very heavily strapped, in fact. So we'll keep an eye on Richie McCaw, as the first line-out throw from Mialamu is not good. So that's 3 or 4 now in the game, as Larkham spreads it wide to Rogers, who hasn't had much latitude out there in centre field tonight. Now Gregan. Larkham, he's done a lot of kicking in the game tonight, but that's a poor kick. Straight to Muliaina. He gets the call from Spencer, who's inside the 22. And of course, because he can stand inside the 22 and kick for touch, he's not going to find it either. So Larkham this time just drops it onto his boot, beautifully anticipated, although he didn't get it from Justin Marshall, and Muliaina takes it in, and very quickly on the whistle is referee Spreadbury. He could see the ball was trapped in there, so he quickly decided to scrum.
Muliaina again taking it up. He's not afraid of that. It's got quite a bit of bulk. So very important. New Zealand scrum's got to be solid.
Doesn't mean a lot of scrums really, as Spencer again kicks. Burke is outside his 22, so puts the kick straight down the middle. Muliaina anticipates, off to Collins, chased across by Burke. Good tackle. All Blacks quickly there though. Now Spencer puts the foot down. Here's Chris Jack, who's so good at running with the ball. Look at that, runs like a back, steps inside a couple of players, and the All Blacks get an advantage. Well, he really is an outstanding player, Chris Jack. He showed it again there in open field running. For a big man, he is so good.
Well, just his ability to stop almost, turn and accelerate off again. He's got tremendous pace.
A lot of that comes down to his balance too. He's got tremendous balance as well as that pace. We've just had the word from the Doc Mayhew on the sideline. No problems within the All Black team, and Richie McCaw is fine. Thumbs up from the Doc. but personally I'd like to keep an eye on it. He's a bit slow to that breakdown, Richie McCaw, that time. Now watch here, Drakey. All Blacks line out. Watch the body position of Kevin Mealamu. He's standing here. His head's been down a little bit. That time it was better. Well done.
Nailed it, as it was Chris Jack again. Important win for the All Blacks. They're in a good attacking position here inside the 22. Now Marshall for Spencer. Major. Rokethoko in open field again. And his great pace, Rokethoko heaves it across. Muliaina. All Blacks looking to rip it away. It's McCaw who got there. Now it's Spencer again for Williams. It needed somebody to take it to a setup, and Ali Williams did it. Ball comes back, and it's been played on the ground by a Wallaby. In a good attacking position here. In fact, a kickable position. Well, it's a bit of a giveaway when the ball pops back like that, that somebody has dragged it with the hand.
Second time in a row. They conceded a lot of penalties in the first half, Australia, at the ruck and maul time, and they've continued it. If you're indisciplined and not accurate, doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to get caught. Gee, Rokethoko, again, that pace that he had, because he got the ball almost infield, had the ability to run round Rogers. Muliaina hitting the ball very straight, trying to put Howlett on the outside, just didn't quite work. It's Richie McCaw, he's looking a bit better there. Chat with Doc Mayhew.
You say Joe Rokethoko is so strong, and he is, but it's also the ability of our outside backs on that occasion in particular to do the loose forwards role, and that enabled all of our back forward play, Ali Winston, etc., to stand in the back line and take up the next ball. So Dougie Howlett in there doing the hard graft.
Here's Spencer, and the All Blacks score the first points in the second half. Another penalty goal for Carlos Spencer. 26 points to 11. It looks like a change coming up here, Jonesy.
Yeah, it's the first change. Number 17, Ben Darwin, is coming on. And Patrico Noriega is the man coming off. So number 17, Ben Darwin on for number 3, Noriega.
Now, Drake, explain that one to me. With, 5 minutes gone in the second half, you change a prop.
Well, they probably said to Noriega, you're only going to get 45 minutes, and right from the beginning of the game. As you said, there hasn't been many scrums. He's not brand new, Noriega, so 45 minutes might be his lot.
Now Spencer under a bit of pressure to make the kick. It's infield. Burke signalling for Saylor to get in behind and have a bit of a run. Saylor heaves the pass across, and Umaga drops to Keary in a very good tackle again. Saylor stayed there scrapping away for possession. He's not going to get much change out of Jerry Collins. Now Gregan. Larkham looking to ghost through those defences the way he's done in the past, but not this time. Carried on by War. Now Gregan. There's nobody out to the right apart from Kefu. The Wallabies are all the other way. Here's Bill Young as the All Blacks defend again. Gregan, Larkham, Gregan gets it back and throws it into touch.
Well, it was a sad end, but it wasn't too bad a play, actually, from Australia. Just very, very continuous play to one side of the field, just looking for the spaces. We all thought they were going to go back the open side again. There's Georgie Gregan. He says, I'm better than that.
Mealamu goes to Williams. It's with some difficulty. Back with Marshall. Oh, that's awful. Major's going to tidy up, though. The All Blacks will get out of this. And it's Aaron Major. Justin Marshall fired it back between the legs. There was nobody there.
Jonesy, All Blacks line out that time. They tried something a wee bit tricky. One before, they just put it straight to Chris Jack. What do you think? You think they should just maybe keep it simple and get their confidence back?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's composure time. What's been working tonight is Chris Jack front ball on 2. We don't need to use all our line-out bags that we've got in the tricks in this one game. The one that works is the good one on the night.
Good take by Vickerman. Cannon to Gregan. Flatley. And Australia well and truly shut down. Here they are running some moves. All Black defence holding up though, and two prop forwards, Somerville and Hewitt, there to take Matthew Burke. Now here's George Smith. Oh, crunching tackle by Mialamu. Great stuff. Oh, and Williams very nearly got the intercept, and that might have been a tad interesting.
Well, he has got a wee bit of pace, Ali Williams. I'm not sure which knock on he got. He might have said that Mialamu. Oh no, that was, gee, well, did the Aussies knock it on first, or just probably off Sailor's shoulder?
So Ben Darwin on this side now against Dave Hewitt. Smith hesitates and then goes, slips the pass. Big tackle, Rokethoko on Sailor, as Gregan frees it off to Larkham. Now Flatley calling in to Keary. Takiri is shut down on the 10-metre line, All Black territory. Gregan again. Larkham. Tackle missed this time, and the ball's gone forward, and here comes Howlett on the counter-attack for the All Blacks. Gets it wide to Jack. They've got Dave Hewitt, so Jack puts his boot to it. Clever kick. Rokethoko's flying up to Keary, and oh, what a kick from Chris Jack.
Woohoo! That brings a smile to my face. The man has got a lot of skills. Well done.
Well, look at this. Rogers, he's trying to put the outside player through. Oh, look at this. That's magical.
Well, he's done that at training time and time again, just before the backs come out and they all start their training run. The forwards get out and have a little bit of a play. He's been doing that since he was about 6 years of age, and he's finally got to do it in a test match at all places at Telstra Stadium, and it's worked for him.
Big line out throw here. The Wallabies get it, but they backed onto their own goal line. Gregan and Marshall in there to charge after it. Larkham is not going to find the line. Rokethoko, Spencer spreading it wide as quickly as possible to Muliaina, looking to straighten it a little. Muliaina gets the pass back on the inside. Umaga tarners in.
Well, the Kiwi supporters are saying it all. No emotion yet. Oh, win of a smile from Robbie Deans. But this All Black side of 2003, if you kick to the back three, you do it at your own peril. Look at this. Through the hands of Rokethoko, Spencer and Major, and look, they run so straight. Muliaina, it could have been any one of three players, but Tana Umaga, welcome back. Some people say you've had a flat season so far. This will maybe keep him quiet for a while, Jonesy.
Well, he's playing his 50th test match. It's his 27th try. No one more deserving, well respected both in New Zealand and world rugby, and that smile is magical.
I guess what you've got to ask is, how dangerous is this All Black side going to become as the season progresses?
Well, you kick it down to us, you kick it poorly, we're going to run it back at you. It was just the angle, and we know Tana Umaga started life as a winger. Just a different angle that he came on off Mills there to score the try was fantastic. Composure though, Drakey. Need this kick off, need to get back down there and keep hammering that nail in.
Spencer's kick is over. 33 points to 11. 4 tries for the All Blacks tonight. That's a bonus point in the Tri-Nations. And Jonesy changes in the Wallabies.
Yes, Matt Burke's coming to the sideline. As we said, we didn't know when he was going to come on, but he has. Chris Latham, dangerous running fullback from Queensland.
The trick now is to keep the foot on the throat. The Wallabies are the comeback kids. We all know that. As the ball's flicked wide, and Spencer keeping the ball near the halfway line with that kick. So they did it well. They took the kick and have returned it to halfway.
Good play from the All Blacks, getting out of the danger zone quickly. I'd just like to see them start attacking more at the set pieces. Really put some pressure on this Australian line out.
And they do. Ball is on the All Black side. So the Wallabies turn one over. Major running hard at the gap. Now Spencer lobs it in, gives at least Latham something to do. Oh boy, I tell you what, he's put a foot in touch, but he's lucky he did, because he's hacked it straight back into the middle of the park, and I would have thought that's the last thing you do against the All Blacks.
You're absolutely right. He is very lucky there, but the combination between Major and Spencer has been a revelation in the last 2 weeks. There we just saw Major, he took it to the line and he just turns it in straight away and gives Spencer the opportunity.
Nisbo, here's maybe a little look to the future. Number 21, Dan Carter's coming on and slotting into second 5'8", and off comes number 10, Carlos Spencer.
Well, I wonder whether that's injury related. Spencer does look to have a little bit of a limp. I guess we'll find out in the fullness of time, while that change has been made after 15 minutes in the second half.
Australia won the line out again against the throat.
Now Larkham for Rogers. Rogers running back against the tide and getting through. Now they've got to get him down, which they do. 15 out from the 22. Carried on by Darwin, but the All Blacks let Rogers through for the second time tonight. Now Flatley, straight at Carter, and he's gone high. Arm's gone out. Still playing the advantage. Now it's with War on the inside to Darwin. Darwin, at least the advantage still applies. Gregan holds it up for Larkham. Larkham ghosting his way into the gap. Advantage is over, surely. No, it's not. He's got him for something else anyway. Now, is he going to revisit the Carter thing, which was a head-high tackle?
The referee has got his flag out and is coming onto the paddock now.
Well, he almost had him halfway up the jersey and one round the collar. Nothing malicious, but probably worth a penalty. I don't think it's worth anything more than that. Depends on the angle you look at it, I guess.
Well, it's a bit ominous because he's calling the captain and the player out.
And going into his pocket.
Oh dear.
He came through, high tackle, play advantage, please go steady. Okay, thank you.
Oh, he was just tricking us.
Oh, I just wanted his hanky.
Well, that's all it's worth. The crowd are booing, but really, I've been impressed with this referee. Here they go. Aussie, they're not going to go for the shot, are they? Going to go for touch.
No, but they're making another replacement. Number 18, Nathan Sharp, come on. The big 2-metre tall knock forward. And off comes Dan Vickerman.
Changes being made early in the second half here by Eddie Jones. Looking to beef up the forward pack. Here's Brendan Cannon. Sharp rises high. Now Gregan gets it out to Kefu. He's dangerous from here. Good tackle by McCaw. Now it's Larkham to Rogers. Rogers running into solid defence. Still 10 metres to go for the Wallabies. And it's been held on to.
Tana Umaga, excellent. There he is right at the bottom. He turned him. Look, he put his body in the way. And Rogers, he's facing the wrong way, is in all sorts of trouble.
Now the kicking duties with Aaron Major, and he's made this decision to just belt it away down the middle of the park and play right inside the 22 as Larkham. Clever piece of play. It'll sit up here for Jerry Collins. He gets it off to Muliaina. Looking to drop it in behind Takiri. Can't do that though. And Lottie Takiri, he's not going to run them that way, so we'll go back the other way. Fires it off to Gregan. Short pass to Latham. It's in the All Blacks now. Ball lost forward by the Wallabies. It's there for Greg Somerville. Marshall, though, is going to have to get in there and distribute it. He does so. Here's Dave Hewitt. Marshall again. Fires it wide to Carter. Carter in the gap. Carter still going. He's got Rakapake. Won't need him. Dan Carter. Fantastic. Another try for the All Blacks.
Talk about a super sub. We know Carlos Spencer's got a bit of toe. This guy here, he ghosted into space, and I just like the way he just held on to it with two hands. This was the beginning of it. right on the other side of the field. Latham coughs up the ball. But look at this. Flat defence. Had a lot of work to do. He's up against backs here. Holds the ball in two hands. Has Rokosoko on the inside just in case they didn't need him. And again, Takiri and Saylor just left standing around. Look, Rogers inside out, Jonesy.
Well, 3 minutes ago, I thought he was coming to the sideline to join me. It's made it damn hard to have scored that try. But just fresh legs, good pace, good enthusiasm, and just left them for dead. Fantastic. Good turnover initially as well. Umang a tackle. Jack securing the ball. Thorne in support. And there's a lot of excitement in this All Black team back here now. A lot of talk going on amongst the men. A lot of chatter.
Most points the All Blacks have ever scored in one test was 39 when they beat Australia here in that thrilling test in 2000. 39-35 that night. Carter, if he can land this, can bring it up to 40. Oh, he's against the post. So that record will have to wait. So Daniel Carter scores the try. The fifth tonight for the All Blacks. It's 38 points to 11.
I just love the way he held the ball in two hands. Does put the defenders in two minds as to what you're going to do. They're not sure if you're going to pass it. With Rokosoko coming up the inside, really they were just caught in no man's land, the Australian defence.
Crowd, certainly the ones in yellow, somewhat subdued here in Sydney as Williams frees it up beautifully to Marshall. And the All Blacks playing with some composure now as Williams plays halfback. Back to Major, and a good clearance by Aaron Major.
Good work from the kicker from Ellie Williams. Good awareness of where he is on the field. Didn't have to jump for it, but knew the sideline was approaching and cleared it quickly. Clever play.
So here's Brendan Cannon as we creep up towards halfway through the second half. Gregan to Saylor. Gap opens up for Wendell Saylor. He's got away. Saylor for the corner. And he's got to go over the top. And that's an outstanding individual try for Wendell Saylor.
Great way for the Australians to come back from a clean line out. He was very flat. He's on the inside. I think it was Reuben Thorne who missed them initially before he got his momentum up, but once he'd gone through that initial tackle, he was on his way. Just look at this, hits it very flat. Thorne goes down because he's probably just overran it. So it was a great angle from the player. Hasn't had the happiest night so far, but he's started to make amends with that great try.
Well, he's power and pace. Same place that he scored against the English in a similar type of situation. And I'm afraid defensively, look at Ellie Williams. Just going off the line, going for the intercept, where possibly him and Greg Somerville could have pushed across, helped up the inside shoulder of Reuben Thorne and stopped that gap. But alas, the power and the pace of this man, Wendell Saylor, scored a fine try.
Shaky first season in rugby union, but he's really hit his straps this season, Wendell Saylor. And he's proved to be a pretty good buy for the Australian Rugby Union. So Elton Flatley takes over the goal kicking, and the All Blacks have charged a bit early, I suspect.
Go back, no charge.
You heard that.
No charge.
Now they can't charge this time. Kick is well wide. So the Saylor try, Australia's second tonight, is not converted, and here's another significant change, Jonesy.
Yes, number 17, Case Muse, 7-try tight forward coming on to replace Greg Somerville on the tight head side of the scrum.
Well, that is interesting because he's usually replaced the loose head prop, so he's going to stay on a specialist side. Dave Hewitt staying on the field. That'll certainly give a bit more momentum at the scrum. Hasn't been a lot of scrums, though.
Well, Dave Hewitt's work rate around the field has really picked up the last two games after possibly the shake-up of being dropped for Carl Hoff a couple of weeks ago.
Kick for touch by Steve Larkham from the restart. So 19 minutes to go. Looks like Brad Thorne might be the next cab off the rank.
Well, crucial for the All Blacks. Halfway through the second spell, they've got to dominate the set piece. Been the shakiest part of their game tonight.
Case Mews standing right at the back of this line-out. Mialamu lobs it. And it was uncertain. It was knocked on by the All Blacks. Here's Todai Kefu. Carried on by Nathan Sharp. As Gregan cleans it out. They want to get it to Sailor as often as possible. Can't blame them after that last performance. Now it's George Smith. Still in Australian territory. 22-point margin for the All Blacks. Larkham dumps it off. Umaga makes another strong head-on tackle. Now it's Phil Waugh fighting his way towards the halfway line as Gregan feeds it off to Larkham. And Darwin takes it in. Smith again. He's got the advantage here for the Wallabies as Gregan breaks and loses the ball forward. So the penalty goes to Australia. And it was against number 5, Ali Williams.
It's indiscipline. He's just on his knees when he get that. This is the end of it. Gregan loses it forward. Case Mews cover defence. Wallabies, they'll go for the line out. All Blacks got to get their hands on the ball.
Time off. Number 5 black, please. Number 5 black.
And the change coming now, and it will be Ali Williams.
Yes, and a replace for number 18, Brad Thorne, which means 4 league players out there tonight. 3 Brisbane Bronco or ex-Brisbane Bronco players. Brad Thorne on for Ali Williams.
Well, it sounds like a bit of a mixed reception, but he is a born and bred Kiwi.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. So he'll go to the front of the line out. Chris Jack go to the middle.
All Blacks competing strongly against the Australian ball. Here's a change of direction coming from Larkham. In comes Latham, who's replaced Burke at fullback. Now the charge from Nathan Sharp. Right on the 22. Another advantage. Penalty starting to mount here against the All Blacks as Flatley delivers the pass to Waugh. Now it's with George Smith. Still playing that advantage, and he will do for some time, one imagines. And it'll be over now. In fact, the penalty will continue as the kick was made by Gregan. I think a wily customer that he is. He said, listen, we'll take the penalty here.
Well, it also says something about the All Black defence, I guess. He's saying we're not going anywhere. We've got to start again. We've done well all night at line-out time. We'll get it far down on the corner as we can and develop something from here. Wallaby showing all their box of tricks at the moment. We've got Larkham coming on the blind side. Sailor up the middle. So they're throwing everything at this All Black defence.
Vital time of the game here for the All Blacks. They need to defend strongly as Flatley takes it into centre field. Ball is there for Gregan to dig it out for Kefu. They stay blindside. A little kick through, and the All Blacks will cover this. Doug Howlett so quick off the mark. Using Takiri, who's also very smart, but well read by Howlett.
Behind, please. Touchdown flight.
Major's restart from the 22 is down to Larkham. Australians enjoying a fair bit of possession and territory at the moment after the try that Wendell Sailor scored. Now it's Smith. Strong player, George Smith. Finally taken by Marshall. Ball pops back for Gregan. Now Sharp again. Carried on by Waugh up the middle. Looks for some support. Now it's with Gregan. Fires it back in field. Probably forward. Now Gregan himself to the 22-metre line. McCaw tries to recover it. Can't do so. Now it's going to be there for Kefu. Looking to suck as many All Black forwards in as possible as it's cleared off now for Larkham. Umaga stumbles. And it was Carter who had to make the tackle. Did very well to cover. As it comes back again to Larkham. Marshall trying to hang on. Does so. And the ball lost forward. And it's been recovered by Collins. And the All Blacks are going to survive this onslaught for the moment anyway. As Marshall heaves it back. And a towering punt downfield. Latham. Now there's not too many players here that he can attack with. He's going to look for Saylor. But he runs rather lamely into a couple of All Black tackles. And War gets back and does well. Now Takiri with a bit of space. All Blacks having to make a lot more tackles here in the second half. As the Wallabies go straight up the middle. And he didn't let it go. He was told to. And a penalty for the All Blacks.
Well, great continuity from the Wallabies, but some outstanding defence. The likes of Dave Hewitt up against Takiri. There he is there. Gets a slap on the back from Mills Milliane to Dave Hewitt. Justin Marshall here. So the Wallabies have thrown everything they could at this All Black defence, and it's been pretty good.
Nisbo, just a quick report from the All Black bench. Carlos Spencer, his substitution was injury related. Just coming off with a very slight thigh strain, nothing serious.
Thanks, Josie. I think the Wallabies might be making a few more changes.
Yeah, big Owen Finnegan, number 19, Owen Finnegan. We wondered when he was going to come on and do some damage. Well, he has finally come on and replaced George Smith, who's had a good game. And number 16, Adam Fry, the little hooker from New South Wales, also coming on to take the field.
I think there might just be a blood bin for Cannon. He's going up the tunnel, so they're going to try and stitch him up.
So Carlos Spencer and Ali Williams have done their job today. Here's Chris Jack, the Mia Lamu. Off to Major. Now Collins to thump it up in midfield. Good, strong drive. 15 out from the 22. Now Marshall hands it off to Reuben Thorne. And the All Blacks running a bit of interference there. Have been picked up by referee Spreadbury.
Kevin Mialamu just overran it. He thought he was the one to take it up. Just went past him. This was the end of it.
Pretty average kick for touch by the Australians. And the line out to form near halfway. So let's have a look at the clock. 12 minutes remaining. 22-point margin. And the All Blacks regaining it. Marshall going blindside, could open up here. Speedster, Doug Howlett. Now he lines up Latham. Can't quite get round him. Good tackle, Chris Latham. Showed him the touchline and said, have a go. But Latham's got plenty of pace as well.
He did very well. Look, great pass from Marshall, wasn't it? Created all the space. Stood him up. Had a lot of work to do, Dougie Howlett. Just couldn't quite get there.
Might have been a bit easier if Matt Burke had still been in the 15 jersey.
Okay, more. Sorry, Drakey, more changes for the Australian side. Number 21, Steve Kefu, coming on to join his brother. He'll slot into second 5'8", replacing Elton Flatley.
Line out throw for Adam Fryer.
Oh, Chris Jack.
Brilliantly done. Jack, has he stolen it? I think he has, yes. Marshall for Major. Across it goes to Carter. They must go in. Rocafoko gets a hat-trick. The first All Black to do so against Australia since 1968. Ian Kirkpatrick, who's in the ground here tonight.
Well, that's absolutely outstanding. And let's not forget, this is a try against the throw of Australia. Chris Jack does superbly well, and probably one of the most organised defensive backlines in world rugby, and they've carved them up again. Look, there's just acres to spare. They get the ball so wide so quickly. The guy's on the outside. Instead of being near the touch, Jonesy, he's got 5 metres to go.
Well, he doesn't mind scoring tries, does he? But that's the second turnover Chris Jack has performed from a line out to score a try. Put a lot down to his timing, his anticipation. I'm giving him the thumbs up right now as we speak.
But really, you know, rugby's been dominated by defences in the last couple of years. And this All Black side of 2003 might be just leading the way to say you can beat defences with pace and organisation.
Well, the Wallaby backline just didn't readjust to the turnover ball, expecting the ball, and they just didn't push out like you said. Wendell Sailor caught short, giving Joe Rokethoko too much room.
Here's the conversion, and it's wide from Daniel Carter, but that's a record score for the All Blacks. First time they've cracked 40 against the Wallabies in Australia. 43 points to 16. Joe Rokethoko, well, he's a record breaker, this fellow. First man to score 10 tries in 5 test matches in the history of the test rugby.
Okay, Nisbo, the whole of the Waikato will be happy now. Marty Holler, number 19, has come on to the open side flanker, replacing Richie McCall.
I think actually there might be more too. I think they've cleaned the benches, haven't they? I noticed too that Caleb Ralph's on, Jonesy.
Oh, that one got past me.
Yeah, and I think it's with just a few minutes left, 9 in fact, and the game in safekeeping. 27-point margin for the All Blacks. There's a penalty coming against them here, though, as the referee plays advantage for offside.
No, you're right, Nisbo. I was too busy giving a thumbs up to Chris Jack after his brilliant line-out steal. Hammett's on there as well. All the benches having a go.
Don't worry,
Steve Devine
Joe.
yet to have a go.
You're forgiven.
I was too excited for him. He's gone brilliantly.
Jerry Collins a bit slow to get up. Noticed a lot of the All Blacks doing stretches, maybe a bit of cramp setting in late in this game. Well, if you thought last week was an aberration in Pretoria, we may have to think again. The All Blacks have done it once more, 23-11 at half-time, but they've kicked away. They've scored another 3 tries in the second half, currently 6 tries to 2.
And I think the good thing, Nisbo, is they can still get better. I'm sure that John Mitchell and Robbie Deans, they won't be happy with some parts of their play. Some of the defence hasn't been as good as they would have liked. Line out hasn't gone the way they've wanted it. Although, I guess when the pressures come on, they've got the balls that counted.
So Adam Pryor to throw to the line out. Taken down by Sharp. Gregan to Larkham. Here's Sailor, who's had very much a mixed day. One brilliant try, but other problems as the Wallabies threaten the All Black line here. Now they get it away to Larkham. Still 3 or 4 metres to go. Now here's Larkham again, the inside pass for Takiri. The tackle's still being made by the All Blacks though. Now Larkham heaves it wide to Sailor. They'll close him down as quickly as possible, and down he goes. Might have been lucky. Thought he went on his back and could well have been turned over.
Well, I think Mark Hammett got in there and made the tackle. It's Carlos Spencer.
I was just about to say that too, Drakey. One of the strengths of Mark Hammett when he comes on is his defensive work. Very strong at flipping the guy over and presenting the ball on our side, or the All Black side.
And just watch him at this scrum too. This is where he loves this stuff. Very good scrummage. I think technically one of the best in New Zealand. And of course they've got Brad Thorne now on, so he's gone to the tight head side of the scrum. This is where they'll really generate some momentum. So Australia will have to dig in.
Official attendance tonight, 82,000. It's been reduced somewhat in the last 10 minutes, I suggest. There's a stumbling run from Owen Finnegan. Now Gregan gets it off to Larkham again. Steve Kefu, Latham at speed. Still trying hard to produce another try here, the Wallabies. The All Blacks will be as equally determined to keep them out as Larkham goes again. Oh, it had another go. But the All Blacks were buying very few dummies. Oh, there's the trademark Jerry Collins. He's just bent Owen Finnegan back. Colin Jarvis will know how that feels. As Gregan off to Nathan Sharp. Staunch defence by the All Blacks. They simply refuse to yield. And why should they?
And we've got to say good discipline on defence as well. The Wallabies holding the ball for numerous phases, and the All Blacks defensive line keeping in discipline, not giving away penalties. And here comes the old Bloodburn hooker back on. The good looks have been restored. Cannon back into the middle of the front row.
So great attacking position for the Wallabies. I still think that Ben Darwin on this side is just taking the scrum down and he's getting them out of jail. All Blacks have got to keep it up so they can get the push on. So they can go both ways. Wallaby backline, they're on both sides of the field. Larkin's directly behind the scrum, so he's the decision maker.
Big
Oh,
scrum.
look at that.
Oh, great scrum, All Blacks. Yes, fantastic. They're finishing the way they did in Pretoria last week. A steamrolling effort.
Well, and it's not an error either. As I say, with Hammett and Brad Thorne on, it just gives us so much more scrummaging power.
But I think it's a good point too that Chris Jack going back to his natural side on the left hand or the loose head side of the scrum, where he normally performs Crusaders as well. More comfortable there, generates a lot of power.
Good All Black scrum on their own ball, allowing Major plenty of time to get a strong kick away down over halfway. Latham and Saylor are back. Latham's got good pace, but the All Blacks close them down 5 metres on their own side of halfway. Regan, now Larkham to Keary. Can't get through. Oh, he did. He got the pass off to Rogers, and Rogers stands up for Howlett, who slips over, and Matt Rogers has picked up a try, as he did in the Bledisloe Cup Test last year here in Sydney. Consolation effort, but Doug Howlett fell over, and he might have actually, I don't know, maybe cramped. He's certainly still on the deck, but have a look as Howlett just loses it as he looks to cover. Well, that's forward too, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was forward. Referee might have been unsighted. Touch judge should have picked it up. Larkin went the blind and he just created the space. Here he goes here. This will be interesting. The Keary's all caught up there. Well, did it come off the knee of Takiri? That's the only way, because it did get propelled forward. Rogers took it though. He stood up Dougie Howlett. In for a try. He says hello to his supporters, but really too late, not enough.
Well, that's a brilliant try from him, and Matt Rogers been one of the pick of the Wallaby backs tonight, so well deserved since coming over from league back to Union. He's really done well for himself, playing the unfamiliar spot of centre these test matches and having to kick the goal this time as well.
Well, he's struggling to do that because Dougie Howlett's down with this cramp right in the way.
Well, let's hope it is only cramp. All Blacks have got a couple of weeks before the next game.
But Dougie Howlett going to the sideline might mean Steve Devine will have to come on. It'll be very interesting where he slots in. Big moment for Steve Devine though, coming on against the Wallabies.
Yeah, wouldn't he love to get on, Jonesy? I'm sure he'd love to. So here is the conversion attempt by Rogers, and that's well astray. So the goal kicking hasn't been a big part of tonight's game. It's been a try-scoring match, 6 tries to 3. Rogers easily in for his 3rd test try.
Steve Devine's crossed the white line. He's on in the Bledisloe Cup game up against his old, or his Australia, beloved Australia, in the black jersey.
Well, good on him. So the kick-off with just under 2 minutes remaining. Well, the ball's been turned over, so maybe the All Blacks have one last shot at it. Here's Collins. Off the pass goes to Marty Holler. Spins and takes them down to 20 metres short. Now big Brad Thorne, all power. Slips the pass nicely to Chris Jack. Looking for somebody else. Case Muse, the try-scoring prop. Rolls almost to the line. Now Marshall pops the pass across. Wide it goes. Could it be Devine? No, they cut him down. That would have been a fairy tale. As Marshall Still got a chance. Collins again. Setting in centre field.
No, rubbish.
Scrapping their way a couple of metres. Now they come, and there's some nice sidestepping from Aaron Major. And they've done it again. The All Blacks are in. Aaron Major, the 7th try tonight. And they've got a chance here to make it 50 against Australia in Sydney.
Great response from the All Blacks. Obviously disappointed after the try to Rogers, and they came straight back. They had composure. Could have scored on Devine's side. He had players on the outside, Major, but he didn't need them. Reached over. He's had a wonderful game tonight, Aaron Major.
Yes, if Matt Rogers has been pick of the Wallaby back line, Aaron Major, well, he's been one of the pick of our back line as well. There's been plenty of stars tonight, but nice footwork, nice balance, nice skills over for the try. Bang.
Record score against Australia in any test now, beating the 43-6 in Wellington in '96. 50 points on the board against Australia. All Black supporters are thrilled. The game is over. What a wonderful effort by the All Blacks. 7 tries to 3. They have annihilated the Wallabies in Sydney. 50 points to 21.
And more importantly, I think they've continued the momentum they brought in Pretoria. They're well on track for their World Cup campaign. They've still got a couple of games to go in the Tri-Nations. You can just see the pleasure that they've got. The concentration was good. The defence was good. Some outstanding attacking plays. Some of the set pieces, particularly line-outs, they can work on that, and a couple of defensive lapses. So they've got something to work on, but they've been outstanding. Australia, well, they threw everything at them. In some ways, the twin open side flankers came off for them. Flatley played quite well at second 5/8, so those were the major changes. The league players well. Rogers had a pretty good game. Saylor had his highs and lows. Takeri didn't probably get enough of the ball. So they'll be probably wondering what's going on now. That's 3 losses in a row for Australia. For the All Blacks, it's just another cog to go up, and I'm sure they're going to get better as the year goes on, but not a bad game from them at all.